Hopefully you're all good. Hope everyone had a good weekend. So it's only going to be a short stream, as obviously we're a little bit late into the afternoon now. Did everyone have a good weekend? I hope so. Now, today we've had relatively small amounts of movement. Nothing too crazy, but it's to be expected, right? It's Monday. We know that nothing crazy happens on a Monday a lot of the time. Now, sometimes there are some really good moves on a Monday, but a lot of the time we know that generally the Mondays are a bit slow, a bit sluggish. Now, there's a couple of setups that we were looking at for, let's get rid of this, for last week. Remember, we've got the latest episode of Keep It Simple, so if you haven't already watched that, head over to the Pip Surfing Society page, if you were, on YouTube, and you'll be able to watch that. So I hope everyone's good. I just had to move mine and my partner's cars onto the other estate because they're shutting the road to access our property for 3 days. So we've got to have our cars in a totally different estate to be able to get in and out. Otherwise, we'd be stuck. We can walk from place to place, but we can't drive from place to place. So it's only one way in, one way out when it comes to our little cul-de-sac. So, guys, if you haven't already followed us on TikTok, head over there because we would love for you to drop us a follow. So we're trying to get to 1,000 followers, which I think is easy. I reckon we can do that. I'm saying it's easy with less than 100 followers already. So I reckon we can do it. I reckon we can do it. It might not be necessarily easy, but it should be easy enough, right? Like, I'm looking at someone here. He's got 196 people watching his live stream on TikTok, and he's literally drawing triangles on his screen. He's drawing triangles. Like, come on, guys. How many viewers we got in this live stream right now? We got 2 viewers in the live stream. Obviously, love you regardless. But this dude's got 200 plus people now watching him, and he's literally just drawing triangles. He's drawing triangles, and that's how he's trading. So, you know, pretty crazy, to be honest. Got 4,000 followers. 4,000 followers. I did think about possibly buying followers and going live that way, but I don't know. I'd rather do it genuinely, you know? What do you guys think? Is it worth it or is it not? I mean, some people are literally. Some people are literally just laying on their sofa. They got more viewers than some of people. I mean, this guy here, he's literally got 1,000 plus followers, and he again is just drawing lines, support resistance lines. So that's crazy. That's craziness. That is craziness right there. Okay, so we're taking out some 4-hour highs here on Nasdaq. We haven't looked at Nasdaq for a little while, but we'll look at it now. Oh, also, guys, remember how I've been calling for ages? I've been calling it for ages for price action on XRP. We've been calling it for ages, haven't we? That price action on XRP is going to go through the roof. Let me show you XRP right now. Go to the daily chart, you can see it a lot better. Look at that. Big pumps, we're above $1 now. So pretty crazy. And then the 2 coins that I got completely free are also way up right now. So all wins, all wins. Bitcoin as well, I'm expecting this to push up higher, but you know, that's just standard. Bitcoin always pushes higher, don't it? Main thing is we want a good area to buy in from if you're going to reinvest in like Bitcoin or any of those other points, or you just expect it to keep expanding because it's discovering the new highs it can reach. So based off of that, it's looking for the new points for price action to meet. Where's it going to come to? Right, let's just set an alert here. Cool. Bearish imbalance on that. If we get one, then we can look to sell that through the lows. If we get it, we can look to sell it through the lows. If we don't, then we can't. Simple as that. This was Euro N. So remember we swept out the highs here? Swept out the highs and then we said that there's possible. Sorry, not Euro N. Euro N's here. We swept out the highs here, then we sold away. We'll go back to 15 minutes. Swept out the highs, sold away, really nice. And then we pushed back up again. So using the same principle, we're looking for a major point to be swept. Now, we haven't reached this, and we've taken this internal point of liquid. Now, we've not seen any major point here for price to come and run back down through the lows. When we go to the daily, you can see bearish is the bias still. So we're still looking for that sweep. So if we either come up, take out this high, or if we see, I mean, what have we got on the 15 minute? Yeah, so 15 minute, we got way too high before it came back with the money in, money out. We want to see it happen like down here. And again, I've explained more than once the way that we are using the principle, the way that it should be applied. Because if you just apply it to any point in price, you're going to consistently just see the same thing happen over and over and over, and you're going to go, this don't work. Because it's the relevance of what you're seeing. That's what you get your value from. Okay, so British pound, we're looking for price action to come take out this high. Okay, so we're looking for sweep. So remember, it is Monday, so don't expect anything too crazy. If you're lucky enough to see price action run the highs, then you can look to follow that. If you don't, then you can't. Simply wait. Now, we actually had a bias change on Euro British Pound. So we were bearish, and then we had a shift because we come down to the daily, we've got a gap that's opened up to the upside, which was right here. So our bias changed, and pricing, we are now expecting to deliver higher. Now, if you look in here, we had a bias change right there, yeah, because we had a bearish to bullish bias change. Come down to the 15, sorry, not the 15, the 4. You see how we're putting a 4-hour low right here, yeah? So that becomes a 4-hour point of liquid. This would be the next point. Come down to the 15. Watch this. Let's play it. Sweep. Money in, money out. Gives you an area. Price triggers in. Plays around in the area. Before, boom. Big takeoff up to the high. Beautiful move. Absolutely beautiful. Now for us, this happened on 5 p.m. on Thursday, so easily tradable. We just completely missed that. But again, showing the principle that if you had this as one of your main pairs and you were following that bias, you would have been able to catch that relatively easily. We now have a bullish bias on this. We're looking for 4-hour lows to be ran. This is your first low. This is your second low. So if we do come down and take out the low, we can look to follow that. What's going on, Andre? Hope you're good. Apologies, I was just talking to my neighbour then. How's your weekend? I spent mine training in the Welsh Mountains for Kiel. Nice, nice. How was the weather in Wales? Hopefully it was good. I mean, generally the weather's pretty shite in Wales, to be honest, but hopefully it was good for you. My weekend was good, my dude. was relatively well rested. I watched the absolute clown show that was Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson. That was an absolute, completely scripted pile of shite. That was. I mean, I didn't pay for it, so I'm not going to complain. But you know, absolutely shocking. It's just, in my opinion, taking credibility from the boxing industry. Um, some great fights beforehand, some really good fights beforehand, but yeah, just shocking fight. Cold sleeping in a tent, yeah, I know, dude. Sleeping in a tent is really cold. Um, Apologies if you guys can hear the cat right now. She's walking back and forth on my lap, but she's absolutely huge, so she takes up the whole lap. So you can probably hear her rubbing up the microphone and squeaky nose in the microphone. So apologies if you can, but not really much I can do to stop her, unfortunately. She just comes back. Yes, I know. So gold, looking for these highs to be met. Missed the fight, but I didn't miss much. Yeah, you really didn't miss much. And the thing is, as well, the actual event started at 1 a.m. So by the time they were on, it was like 4 a.m. I didn't stay up for it. I just literally went to bed and watched it the next day. Um, so I'm glad I didn't, because there's literally like multiple shots. I would say maybe 10 plus times where you can see that Mike would have taken a hit, but he didn't. So he, like, you see his arm go as if he's gonna punch, and then he doesn't punch, and it's like, well, why are you not punching? I'm guessing the contract is, you have to lose on points, so don't knock this dude out. But he could have ended his career where it was and been considered the hardest man on the planet, as they always said, and then that would have been that. But instead, he let himself get beat by a YouTuber. So each their own. Each their own. If that's how he wants to do it, then that's up to him. But it's a bit of a weird one, in my opinion. Your turn next to take Mike on. Yeah, I mean, I'll pass. I'll pass on that one. Yeah, I'm gonna give that a solid pass. Now, one of the main things that I've noticed is, that Jake Paul, he seems to feel like he should be classed as, like, one of the best. He calls himself the face of boxing. I don't really know how you can do that, but calls himself the face of boxing when he just offers out old men. you know, if Muhammad Ali didn't die, he would have offered to fight him as well. He would have said, "Yeah, you're 85. Get in the ring. What do you mean you can't walk? I'll fight you in a wheelchair." Like, do you know what I mean? That's the kind of. I mean, the first guy he fought was a basketball player, for fuck's sake. Like, come on. And he's like, "No one gives me the credit I'm due." Like, yeah, it's because you are literally fighting people that don't even compete in the sport. But crazy. Alright, we've got a little alert going off on GU, which is the high, which is great. That's what we were calling for earlier, so that's exactly what we want. Awesome. So we know because of this that we should easily be able to find an entry to the downside. Easily. If price permits. So if we do see an entry given, then we can of course look to follow that. Apologies guys, the cat is like climbing all over me right now. Can you just get down please? So pretty quiet today, only 2 viewers so far. Big shout out to you guys. Our latest video, counter trend trading, is out, and this covers the topic and understanding of when a counter trend move may occur and when it may be appropriate to actually trade it. But again, this is always going to be based around what you're trading, what kind of time frames you're looking to get involved with, you know, the way everything sort of adds together within the market. The NAS 100 is still sitting above that high. Nothing so far for us to indicate we should be looking to sell. Overall, just very steady, slow moving markets right now. Which is, like I say, what we'd expect from pricing during a Monday session. Now, there was one red folder event today, and that was during the London session, and that was the ECB speech. But again, it only covered some small principles. It didn't cover the vast range of things that you'd normally cover. So you didn't see a huge amount of movement from that. Also, there wasn't much change in the monetary policies. Tomorrow, we do see CPI for Europe. We see the Australian bank meetings, CPI for Canada, inflation rates for Canada, building permits for the US, and then the balance of trade for the Japanese yen. So there is a little bit more volume likely to come into the market tomorrow. Okay. Do we have any questions? Your thoughts on oil? Can you see it carrying to the downside? Let's have a look. Have a looky. Ooh. Yeah, so I mean there is potential for that. That's for sure. I mean we had a nice sweep of liquid highs here. That was on the 4 hour. Ran those beautifully. I'll be interested in seeing what happens if we get back up to this high. Are we seeing anything here right now? I doubt it. I mean, a run of this here actually gave an entry here, which isn't too bad in the grand scheme of things. After running this, we've seen nothing, so I'm looking towards this, I would say. Being the point of price sweeping and going lower from. My bias is still bearish. Daily time frame, I'd be targeting the low that's being created now, as well as this low. So definitely potential for that to continue selling off there. It's definitely worth worth keeping an eye on it. a little alert here. Probably going to wrap this stream up in a minute. Really quiet today. Not a huge amount of traffic, especially on YouTube and on the live stream itself. We are, of course, a bit later on in the day, so what we'll do is schedule in tomorrow's live stream a little bit earlier, probably around the midday mark. So we know what we have, we know what we want to see. There it is. So yeah, I think we're gonna wrap it up there, guys. Appreciate everyone that joined me today. And we'll be back tomorrow as per. We'll be on a little bit earlier tomorrow, probably around the midday mark. Remember, take note, what we have here is what we're looking at. So if you want to follow along, then you can. It's all of the information is there. So don't hesitate to copy it and follow through with the analysis. Cheers, Andre. Appreciate it, my dude. Bit of a quiet one today, so apologies on my end, but we'll be back tomorrow for a bit more of a lively one. I'll be back in the office tomorrow. And we will be hopefully catching up on some of the moves that happen this afternoon, or we'll catch some moves in the morning. So either way, win-win, right? So I'll see everyone tomorrow, and have a great rest of your evening. Trade safe, guys, and I'll see you all very soon. Peace out.